The Welsh Government has been accused of pursuing a toxic and misogynistic ideology after it sought to redefine what a woman is.
A leaked draft of the new gender quotas bill has proposed that the term woman can include transgender women. Campaigners have accused the Labour government of hijacking pro-women laws, which they warn will be detrimental for female rights. Joining us now is Kellie-Jay Keen, the founder of the campaign group Standing for Women. Welcome, Kellie-Jay. I'm guessing that you're not too keen on this move by the Welsh Government. Am I right?
You are absolutely spot on, 100%. It just doesn't make any sense. I am not one for quotas. I think it's a very blunt instrument. I think there are other things that happen to prevent women joining politics, and some of those may be looked at in order to encourage more women to take part in the political process. I'm trying one of those. It's called a Party of Women, where we'll be encouraging everybody, but, you know, women to actually take part in politics and be represented. However, if you do think that it's a good idea to have something specific for women, it makes absolutely no sense to say anyone can be a woman, and therefore that becomes just totally populated and polluted by men. And I say to any man out there, if the Welsh Government do this, I would like each and every one of you to identify as a woman for the day, to go and just stick your name on a list and let's show this policy up for what it is, which is nonsense.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you there. I've never been a fan of quotas either, but it does seem to me that if you were standing, you know, as a Labour male Assembly member and you couldn't get on a list because they insist on it being a female candidate, you could just put on a frock and say, I'm a bird now. I mean, it just makes a mockery of the entire system. But it goes further than this, doesn't it? Because the more that you have institutions and public-facing bodies which erode the concept of women, the more this affects areas where it's actually really vital to believe in biological sex, such as medicine.
Yeah, look, it's vital everywhere, actually. You know, people talk about sport and then they just talk about elite sport, but actually women joining and participating in sport is far more than who takes the podium. It's also the camaraderie. And I think the same for men too. There are spaces, I think, in which both sexes benefit from it being single sex. Now, of course, when it comes to women, we also benefit from particular single sex spaces like hospital wards, even hospital staff who are supposed to be female. We benefit from that as women, and we spend less time in hospital, which means we're cheaper for the NHS if we can heal. So in all types of places, both very serious and, you know, just a little bit nice, thanks very much. It's important that when we say single sex, when we say woman, we actually do mean woman. And I'm sick and tired of anywhere that pretends that woman is some sort of indefinable concept that anyone can just rock up and be one, either for 20 years or a day. You know, you're a woman for life and that's it.
Kelly, I know that you agree with me on this. We're both for people to be able to live their lives exactly how they want. If you want to be a trans woman or a trans man, you go right ahead. It's got nothing to do with me, and be happy. Please do. However, I think with this, you know, the gender fluidity that we now experience on a 24/7 basis in this country, the problem here is this, that whilst you know, trans women, you know, you call them Jane or whatever the hell it is they want, by all means keep them happy. We cannot get to the point where trans women are not defined as trans women and women are defined as women. There is always going to be a difference between trans women and women. And this is the problem, is it not, with this Welsh legislation, that it will seek to eliminate that distinction between trans women and women. Would I be about right there?
You would, and by using a word like trans woman, we are kind of halfway across that little trippy-trappy bridge. And so I would say we could say men and we could say women. And I think once you start sort of saying trans woman, you really do include men as a category of women. And I think that's where people get confused, because often the British public think somebody who calls themselves a trans woman is somebody who is a post-op transsexual. So that means somebody that's had some pretty catastrophic surgeries that means that they no longer have male genitals. Well, that isn't true. 95% of men who call themselves women or trans women actually have no desire whatsoever to have any sort of surgery. So I think we just need to be really careful with language. I'm quite happy with men and women. I'm quite happy for men to live their lives however they want, right up until the point that it impacts myself, my daughter, and any other woman or girl in this country.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Thank you so much, Kellie-Jay Keen. Such a brave woman as well. You know, she stands up for essentially the protection of women and young girls, female-only spaces, changing rooms, dressing rooms, toilets, school camping holidays, whatever it may be. And yet some of the violent and virulent opposition against her, I don't understand how it is so extreme on the other side.
She has the temerity to define a woman as an adult female human, which is the definition, and for that she gets in terrible trouble. She's a brave woman. I mean, I don't quite know the right term to use. I hate to say she's just an ordinary woman. She's a mum. I think she's got 4 kids. Lives with her husband. So you know, she isn't your kind of dyed-in-the-wool definition of a kind of extremist campaigner. But she's taken this stance, and she's gone through hell because of it.
Yeah, it is. It's absolutely terrifying the way that women get attacked and trolled and sometimes physically attacked as well. Yet another thing that the police seem to do not so much about.
That's true. Good point.